What's up, my D&D family? Today I have another Halloween build for you. It is Frankenstein. Before jumping into the build to celebrate the Halloween season, I've gone ahead and created you guys a Halloween one-shot. I've done all the preparation work for you, so running a Halloween one-shot this year is super easy. If you're interested, you can find it in the description down below, completely for free. Now, the idea is that we're Frankenstein. Not Frankenstein's monster, we're Frankenstein, which means we're kind of this weak-ass scientist guy who just runs around and, does weird science crap, but the main focus we have is on our monster. How are we going to pull that off? Well, we're going to be a battlesmith, Artificer, for all 20 levels. And instead of having a steel defender, we're going to have a flesh defender. We're going to reflavor it so it's more like a Frankenstein monster. We've created this flesh golem and we have it run around and do things for us, and through our levels we're going to be investing all of our assets into making this flesh golem as powerful as possible. I like to think of it almost as we're mutating it, so as it levels up it gains these mutations to do cooler things and move in different environments. It's a really fun concept build and I had a good time building it, so hopefully you guys enjoy it. To begin, our lineage is custom lineage. We're going to be saying that we've mutated our eyes to be more like cat eyes so we can see in the dark, and it also gives us shadow touched, which gives us a potion that we can drink to make us or our ally invisible, and it also gives us false life, which gives our creature extra tankiness. As for our stats, we're going to be going intelligence as our main primary, and because we took shadow touch, which we're going to be putting in intelligence, we get +3 to intelligence right out the gate. That can be very powerful. And our secondary is going to be dexterity, which we want at least 14 in. We're likely going to be wearing medium armor, so that 14 is an important break point to hit. Then we have constitution for the remainder of our points, with any extra leftovers going into wisdom just to help out our wisdom saves. So at level 1, I don't want my scientist to be powerful. I want him to be this weak ass scientist running around chucking vials of acid on people and letting his monster shine more than him. He's more of this coward who's just doing science experiments. So I know it's stupid, but I'm taking acid splash as my main damaging cantrip. The next cantrip we're going to need is definitely mending. Mending actually repairs our monster, our creature, outside of combat, so that's going to be a big deal for us. So at level 1, we're also going to be getting spells, and I want to focus on spells that are going to be able to buff the monster. Heroism definitely stands out, where it can take damage and continually heal it off just turn after turn and be immune to the frightened condition. Other fun ones are the previously mentioned false life. Jump is also there to allow our creature some pretty fun mobility, jump on buildings and stuff, and again we can say we mutate its leg, so we can kind of flavor this as we're like injecting its legs with a fluid that makes them really thick and strong and allows it to jump. Fun things like that is kind of the flavor I would go around with this character. Long Strider is similar, inject their legs with something to allow them to move faster. Pretty cool. Alright, level 2 we're getting infusions, and I actually want to give all of my infusions to my creature. It is a creature, so the infusions can work on it, but it has to be proficient, so we can't give it the easy infusions like just a +1 damaging weapon or a +1 AC to their armor, because they're not proficient in any of that crap, so they can't use it. Additionally, if there needs to be a command word, it can't speak, so it's not going to be able to say the command word, so we would have to attune to it and say the command word for them, or you'd have to have a lenient DM kind of helping you out here. There could be a lenient DM who allows you to give it armor, give it proficiency in armor, and soup it out that way, but I wouldn't expect it, and you can still definitely do the build. It'll just be less powerful if we can't do that. The two that stand out to me at first are Cap of Water Breathing, which is going to allow our creature to breathe underwater. I kind of imagine this as mutating gills on it. That could be cool. And also reflavoring Rope of Climbing. We kind of make it so that its flesh is the rope, and we would be the ones with the command word in this case, but it would allow us to do cool things where we can like create these flesh tendrils that we can climb up using our monster. Some DM leniency there. If not, it can just be holding the rope, whatever. But while this isn't a great representation of these mutations early, it does get cooler as we go, but I just want to give you guys an idea of the theme I'm going for. As for our ASIs, we're going to max out intelligence as soon as possible. It's by far the most important thing for us. From there, we can honestly do a bunch of different things. We can take more HP, we can bump our constitution, we can take lucky, we could take one of the armor feats like medium armor master, so on and so forth. But for now, just get that intelligence maximized. It's so good. Hitting level 5, we may not get extra attack, but we do get second level spells. Warding Bond is one that specifically shines for me, where we can give our creature a +1 AC and we give it resistance to all damage, but we take half the damage it would have taken without that resistance. Another strong contender is 8. Enhanced ability also is there, where we can give it gorilla-like strength and allow it to be a beast of a grappler. Or we can do something like Enlarge/Reduce, where we make it huge and now it can go in there and beat up people and grapple them better, and it's just cool. I like the idea of us injecting it with a fluid and it hulks out and it gets massive and goes and smashes. Level 6, we get new infusions. These are my favorite levels for this particular build because it means new mutations. Well, what options were opened up to us here? One that stands out to me is Cloak of Elven Kind. Now, it's going to need to attune to it, but it can. It's a creature. It has attunement slots. And Cloak of Elven Kind, I'm going to flavor as camouflage. It both gives it advantage on stealth and people disadvantage on seeing it. It makes it incredibly stealthy for being this big monstrous beast. camouflage. Pretty sick. Some other fun things we can do is potentially get the Gloves of Thieving, turning our monster into a roguelike creature that now is really good at pickpocketing people. Or we can do the Cloak of Manta Ray when we're in one of those more water-based levels. It's the same as the gills, it gives us water breathing, but also gives him a fantastic water movement speed. Maybe now it has fins. So we can do different mutations on different days. So if we have a big water combat, we can do water mutations. If we have a normal day of adventuring, well, now we can make it a camouflaged creature. Pretty awesome. Level 7, we get Flash of Genius, which is pretty freaking broken, and it takes what otherwise would be a weakness of ours, which is wisdom saves, and it largely buffers it for us. Flash of Genius is extremely powerful. With this ASI, there's a bunch of things you can do. I'm just going to bump con, keep our concentration up, and get a bit more HP. Level 9 is Arcane Jolt. I'm going to basically be using this as smites more often than not, but sometimes it's just going to heal up our monster mid-combat, which is great. As for all the buffs we get from getting 3rd level spells in this level, Haste and Fly both stand out to me. Haste making it this drug-fueled creature that just goes absolutely apeshit and just bashes the crap out of everyone. I love that. And Fly, we make it grow these like fleshy wings. That could be neat. And yeah, I know I've said it like a million times, but I just think this style of play is really unique and really cool. Just mutating your one creature to be something special. All right, level 10. We're getting into the late levels here, but there's a couple levels I want to talk about before just letting you guys do the rest from there. Level 10, we're getting new infusions again. And that's why I had to talk about it, is these infusions are massive. Let's start with Gauntlets of Ogre Power. Gauntlets of Ogre Power are going to give it a +2 to its strength across the board. It's going to be better at grappling, it's going to be better at hitting, it's going to be better at doing damage, it's just going to make it way more fantastic. We also get Winged Boots or Jumping Boots, but you probably want Winged Boots to make that flying style, those wings be around more often. Additionally, we have the Cloak of Protection. The Cloak of Protection is our new standard cloak, where it gives a +1 to its AC and all of its saves, so it just makes it a thicker hide. I like that idea. And what's cool is we now have 3 cloaks. We have a cloak for water, we have a cloak for stealth, and we have a cloak for day in and day out. And so we get to change those as we see fit. And then we're probably going to keep the Gauntlets of Ogre Strength as our standard, because that's just really powerful, and probably the Gloves of Flying as well. This is a big boost for our boy. Level 11 gives us the spell storing item, which of course we're going to give to our creature to use. This opens up a ton of different options, but let's discuss a few of them. First off, we can actually use his concentration, and if we want, we can put on Mind Sharpener on our creature so it has a really powerful constitution to maintain concentration. So we can kind of create it more as a pseudo spellcaster on some days if we so choose. Some options I might recommend are Web, probably the best 2nd level spell in the game, Enlarge/Reduce, making him very consistent at hulking out. We have Aid, where we can spread temporary HP around our team both at the beginning of the day and in between combats, can be very powerful. Longstrider, something similar, where we're just kind of passing out a bunch of faster speed to the team. And then Vortex Warp is a great option for us to be able to use our bonus action to teleport our team around. It's a little out of flavor for our big fleshy beast, but it is powerful, so I will mention it here. And that's the core idea for this build. What would you guys do with your Frankenstein build? Let me know in the comments down below, and while you're down there, don't forget to get the Haunted House Halloween one-shot. You'll find it in the description down below, completely for free, and it's a lot of fun. I've ran it a couple times and everyone's enjoyed it, so I hope you do too. But with that, my friends, I hope you have yourselves an incredible day, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.